As usual, let us start our Dhamma talk by saying Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. And our last talk, we were studying about happiness. And to give time for question and answers, which is stop halfway. Today let us continue the second part of this, about the subject of happiness. Today I'm going to give a talk on the way to happiness, you may call it part 2. In continuation of the talk we have discussed in our last talk. And the last talk, out of the 4 sambadas for the happiness and future existences, I've explained in detail the first sambada of saddha or faith. Now, let us continue to try and understand the second sambada, virtue or sila. The word sila is Pali word. In simple terms, it is the restraint not to commit the unwholesome deeds by bodily action, kaya karma, and by word of mouth, vachi karma. When one possesses the morality virtue, it is said to be sila sambada. A morally virtuous person has a clear conscience, and he is endowed with the following 5 benefits. 1. A virtuous person, due to one's heedfulness, can become prosperous and wealthy in his livelihood. 2. The reputation of a virtuous person permeates far and wide. 3. A virtuous person is self-confident and never timid to appear in any assembly. 4. A virtuous person, being free from evils and due to one's good moral conduct, one is unwavering and peaceful at the time of death. 5. By dint of his wholesome deeds, a virtuous person is reborn in the celestial or deva realm, the pleasurable abodes of the noble ones, or sukati in Pali, after death. This morality or sila is the staircase to deva world or realm of gods. Moreover, it is the gateway to nibbana, the freedom from all kinds of suffering. Morality is the basis of all the mundane as well as the supramundane attainments. The morality to be observed by lay persons is briefly prescribed as 5 precepts. 1. Panatipada virati, that is, abstinence from killing living beings. 2. Adena dana virati, abstinence from taking other people's property unethically or illegally. 3. Kamesu mechachara virati, abstinence from sensual misconduct. 4. Musavada virati, abstinence from telling lies. 5. Suramirya Majjapamadatthana virati, abstinence from taking intoxicants or narcotic drugs that could confuse the mind. One who practices strict observance of these 5 moral virtues can be regarded as noble and is on the way to happiness. quality for the future happiness. Jaga Sambada. Jaga Sambada means generosity or liberality virtue. It is advised by the wise that the householder should divide one's accumulated wealth into 4 parts and manage one's family. 2 parts to be reinvested for future profits. 1 part to be saved for emergency fund, and remaining 1 part to make use on the daily expenses and generosity. Such judicious economic planning will bring happiness to one's life now and hereafter. One should be aware of the fact that these accumulated wealth or properties, if not wisely used or safeguarded, can be subject to destruction by 5 enemies, such as flood disasters, fire hazards, oppressive monarchs, robbers and dacoits, and unscrupulous heirs. Next, the 4th virtue for future happiness is Panya Samada. Panya Samada means one is to be endowed with wisdom. This wisdom is very important. Even in worldly affairs, one should be wise to be successful in managing one's livelihood. And the practice for the spiritual development of mental culture, one must possess intuitive wisdom to discriminate between the mental and physical phenomena. And Pali we call Nama Rupa Pariccheda Jnana. Then the causal relationship between these psychophysical phenomena, Pacchaya Pariggaha Jnana. These psychophysical phenomena, after arising in brief static movement, they pass away instantaneously. In Pali we call Upada, Thiti and Bhanga. This is the insight wisdom of Udayabhaya Jnana. One should strive on to attain the path and fruition knowledge of Megha and Phala Jnana. Only Megha and Phala Jnana can effectively eradicate mental defilements or kilesas. Insight knowledge can obliterate the mental defilements just temporarily. If one wishes to be completely delivered from suffering, one should exert oneself in the practice of insight meditation until one attains the path and fruition knowledge. Lord Buddha has exhorted to practice for these 4 virtues or sambadas to realize the eternal bliss of the final goal, Nibbana. So may all our meditators be able to practice for these 4 virtues or sambadas fully and attain the various insight wisdom, path and fruition knowledge, and completely eradicate all the mental defilements, culminating in the realization of the eternal bliss of Nibbana. The question is to explain about the fighters of enlightenment. So fighters of enlightenment, especially the second one, Dhammavicaya Sampuja. Fighters of enlightenment are in Pali we call Pujinga. Pujinga means enlightenment fighter. Another word, Pali word is Bodhipakya Dhamma. Bodhipakya Dhamma is more elaborate. But and this Dhammanupassana we have left out. I think we'll go again in detail and comparative study between Samatha and Vipassana Bhavana, because still most of the meditators are confused between the two. Though you all are practicing Vipassana Bhavana, you all should also be informed or know something about Samatha Bhavana or tranquility meditation, because you must have differentiating knowledge between the two, discerning knowledge. So let us study again briefly. I've been repeatedly talking about these in these talks, but as you all are not practicing full time here, just temporary, so you may have not, some of you may have missed, and some may have heard and cannot remember. So, in our Buddhist practice, there are two types of meditation. One is Samatha Bhavana, or Samatha Bhavana has given the name translated because Samatha means concentration. So translation is concentration, meditation. Being concentrated, the mind becomes calm. So calm meditation. Calm means serenity meditation, like that. Many times, not to be confused. So the one method is we practice meditation to calm down the mind, or to emphasize on concentration. So please remember that. And the second type of meditation is what you all are meditating, practicing. Vipassana Bhavana, or insight meditation. So please remember, Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation is practiced with emphasis to develop wisdom. So these important facts must be clearly understood. One practice Samatha meditation to emphasize and developing concentration. And we practice Vipassana Bhavana to develop wisdom. Wisdom means insight wisdom. So like in our school days, when we go to school, we have, each student has ambition, especially when we grow up, what line you want to take. So also when practicing meditation, you must have some kind of aim and object. So a person just only want to establish concentration and corresponding benefits, then one stick to this, the first practice of Samatha Bhavana or concentration meditation. But if one aspires for Nibbana, the end of all suffering, then whatever way one starts, that day I have told you 3 ways you can go, you can practice for Nibbana. One is first practicing this Samatha Bhavana, establish concentration, then you emerge or come out of that concentration and you change to Vipassana. That is we call Samatha Yanika, practicing Vipassana through Samatha concentration. The second method is direct to Vipassana, called Vipassana Yanika. Without establishing concentration by Samatha method, we directly practice Vipassana Bhavana. This is the second method. And the third is dual or twin practice of both Samatha and Vipassana together, if you aspire for Nibbana. Please pay serious attention, and if you don't understand, please don't be reluctant to ask. I can repeat again and again to make you understand, because it is very important. Most of you are practicing for years meditation, and most of you are not aware how far one has come and where one is stuck or confused. So please understand, step by step, I'm going slow and making emphasis and simple for clear understanding. So please remember, there are two types of Buddhist meditation. One is samatha meditation. Alone is practice to develop concentration, and some with the aim of going into appana samadhi, means full concentration and gaining psychic powers or paranormal experiences. So that is one method. Another method is practicing this vipassana bhavana or straight away insight meditation to develop wisdom. So the two are aim and object is different. The one is for establishing concentration and, if possible, to gain psychic powers or supra or some abnormal experiences. And the second, this vipassana bhavana, is practice to gain insight, wisdom, leading to path and fruition knowledge, supramundane knowledge, and realizing Nibbana. So to realize Nibbana, if one has started with samatha meditation, one must come out of that concentration and change to vipassana bhavana. Or one's aspiration is to gain Nibbana, one must practice the right vipassana bhavana. Or one can do both together. So these are three methods if one aspires for Nibbana. Samatha yanika method, first establishing concentration through samatha, then vipassana bhavana. The one is the right vipassana bhavana and the other is doing two things together alternatively. Yoga Nanda, that is Pali word, meaning twin or dual practice of samatha and vipassana together. Now, the first method of meditation, samatha bhavana or tranquility meditation, Buddha has prescribed 40 methods or 40 objects to contemplate, out of which one can select any one that is suitable for one's inherent tendencies. So if you have a teacher, even teachers difficult to assess one's inherent tendencies, I think we have given one talk. Even Venerable Sariputta, his disciple, he gives a wrong object of meditation, and the pupil or the candidate was stuck somewhere, and later on, at that time, because Buddha is still alive, so Buddha only can know one's inherent tendency. Anyway, Buddha prescribed 40 meditation subjects for this tranquility or samatha meditation. The first group of them is we call kasina meditation. Kasina means this object. 10 types of kasina one can choose. The 4 elements of Patavi, Earth kasina, Apo, water kasina, Tejo, fire kasina, and Vayu, wind kasina, then Kala, 4 Kala, Nila, Pita, Lohita, Odata, Pali. Never mind, in English, blue, yellow, red, white. So either blue color, yellow color, red color, or white color. This color, then space and light, aloka and akasa. So then 4 elements, 4 great elements, 4 color, kasina, and 2 is one is space, kasina, and another is aloka, light kasina. So 10. These 10 objects, if one contemplates, can lead one up to gaining food. Rupa Vajra Jhana. The first four Rupa Vajra Jhana. So Kasina 10, Asubha 10, 20. Then the third group of 10 meditations, Samatha meditation is Anusati Bhavana. Anusati means recollection or reflection. 10. The first one is Anapanasati, in-breath and out-breath. That's why our tradition, when prescribing Vipassana Bhavana, we avoid giving instruction on this in-breath, out-breath, not to confuse with the Samatha meditation, and we ask our meditators to see the breath here. This rising, falling to is due to breathing. So, rising, falling. And Samatha meditation, they use these in-breath and out-breath. That is called Anapanasati. So by practicing Anapanasati, one may lead to 4 Arupa Jhana, 4 Rupa Vajra Jhana. And number 2, there were group 2 of the third group 10 is Kayagata Sati. Kayagata Sati is contemplation on 32 parts of the body. Gita, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tajo. Like head hair, body hair, and 32 that we have many times given, and we come again and again to contemplating on 32 parts of the body. That is called Kayagata Sati. This one can lead up to first jhana. Then the third is Sila Nosati, reflection on moral virtue. Then the 4 is Jaga Nosati, reflection on one's generosity. The next is Devata Nosati, reflection on the celestial gods. The next is Marana Nosati. Marana Nosati is recollection or reflection on death. The next is Upasamanosati. Upasamanosati is actually reflection on Nibbana. So that too is a concept, because ordinary person cannot learn on Nibbana, just theoretical knowledge and try to think about Nibbana and reflecting on it. So these can give one to Upachara Samadhi, neighborhood concentration only. And this is the third group of 10. Then the fourth group is Arupa Jhana. Arupa Jhana basing on Rupa 4, Rupa Vajra Jhana. If one continue to practice, then one can develop 4 Arupa Vajra Jhana. So 4 Arupa Vajra Jhana 4. The next 4 is Brahma Vihara 4. As you all know, Brahma Vihara is metta or loving kindness, karuna or compassion, mudita or altruistic joy, and upekha or equanimity. Out of these 4 Brahma Vihara, the first 3, metta, karuna and mudita, can lead one to that jhana, and upekha can lead one to 4th jhana. The remaining 2 are, one is Chatuta to Vavatana, meaning contemplation on 4 gross elements of Mahabuddha, Patavi, Abho, Tejo and Vayu. And the last one, the 10 is Ahari Patikula Sanya, contemplating on loathsomeness of the food. So these two only can lead one to Upachara Samadhi, not to jhana. So these are the 40 subject of objects of meditation prescribed for practicing samatha bhavana. So how to contemplate, how to meditate, how to practice this samatha bhavana? Since there are 40 subjects, we cannot go through everything, just for you all to have some idea. The first one, Patavi Dhatu, Patavi Kasina or Adkasina. One want to contemplate on this Adkasina. Softly, you make into a disc about this size. And you place on either cupboard or on a wall about the level of your eye when you are sitting. And all these samatha meditation must be done in sitting position, because this is the only position where you can develop deep concentration up to Apana Samadhi. So you put this object about the level of your eye, and with the open eye you must contemplate as Patavi, and Pali word, or just in English word or your own language, earth. And mind you, your mind must take only one object, not like our vipassana meditation. While noting, rising, falling, if you hear sound, you have to note the hearing. If the mind wanders off, wandering. But here in samatha meditation, you fix your eye first wide open and on the single object contemplation. Please don't forget. And art, nothing but art. The rest must be voluntarily and forcefully pushed away and concentrate the mind on this kasina disc or the object as art. And when you close your eye, you still can see its image in your closed eye. That is, as you all know, concept of these kasina sign. Then you can go to any secluded place, and you have to continue contemplating this image. The first image with the open eye you are looking is we call Parikama Nimitta, preliminary sign or preliminary object. Parikama Nimitta. So original kasina is called Parikama Nimitta, preliminary sign. And even if you close your eye, if you are still seeing that disc, that is we call Okaha Nimitta. Pali word Okaha Nimitta means acquired sign. So with that you go to a secluded corner and you fix your attention on that Okaha Nimitta and no Patavi, continue just Patavi. While noting, if you lost that Nimitta, then you have to go back again to original Parikama Nimitta with the open eye, go back and see again as the Patavi. Then even if you close your eye, if you are still getting the image, then Okaha Nimitta, then you go on meditate. If your meditation gets mature, and as you go on noting this acquired image or Okaha Nimitta, then the image will become very purified, devoid of blemishes, like a full moon on the moon on a full moon day, free from clouds. You can, even with your closed eyes, you can clearly see this image very clear and distinct. And that is we call Patika Bhaga Nimitta. Replica image. Replica means exactly like the original disc. So that is the stage where you are going to get the Upachara Samadhi or neighborhood concentration. Upachara Samadhi is translated as either neighborhood concentration or access concentration, meaning you are nearing to Apana Samadhi or full absorption. Neighborhood means next to. So also assess means you're going to get it as the next stage. So when this replica image is established and not lost, then your concentration can be approaching to apana samadhi. In this stage we call upachara samadhi. Just now I have explained about which type of the Sina will give you only what type of concentration. And when this upachara samadhi, that is assess or neighborhood concentration mature, 5 jhana fighters develop and one enters into the first jhana. 5 jhana fighters are 1. Vitakka, initial application of the mind. 2. Vichara, sustained application of the mind. 3. Piti, rapture. 4. Sukha, happiness. And 5. Ekagata, one-pointedness of the mind. These are 5 jhana fighters. When assessed concentration becomes mature and strong, 5 jhana fighters develop and one enters into the first jhana. After this, while contemplating, one has to think of disadvantages of the first 2 fighters, Vitakka and Vichara, because they are mental activities, initial application of the mind and the sustained application of the mind. Being active mental fighters, it is not conducive with the concentration. So one gradually let go of these 2 fighters and one enter into second jhana. In second jhana, 3 men or jhana fighters are left, Piti, Sukha and Ekagata. Vitakka and Vichara is eliminated. So even this Piti is on, you find many translations, but commonly in English they call it rapture. But in our Abhidhamma technical term is delightful interest in the object. Because the mind gets interested in your object, mind becomes delighted. So it is a kind of motion and strong, passionate, a strong mental condition. So it is not conducive to extreme concentration. So then one let go of this piti. When one enter into a third jhana, only Sukha and Ekagata, the 2 jhanic fighters left. So as you go on, even this Sukha is not conducive to further concentration. So this Sukha is substituted by equanimity, upekkha. So in the 4th jhana, when one enters into 4th jhana, upekkha, Sukha, Ekagata becomes Sukha and Ekagata is that jhana. Sukha being a kind of emotional state, because you feel happy, though not very strong like piti. Too is emotionally unstable. So it is substituted by equanimity, upekkha. So in the 4th jhana, only 2 left, upekkha and ekagata. So that's how you enter into various stages of jhana by practicing vipassana bhavana. So either any of these jhana fighters after attaining, if one wants to practice vipassana, one must come out of it. In technical terms they call it emerging from the jhanic state. Because in jhana, as you know, ekagata means eka means one, kagata means fixed, one-pointedness of the mind. Mind is fixed on a single object. So it cannot investigate the Dharma. So it cannot practice vipassana bhavana. So that is why we don't recommend to establish, because you need skillful guidance how to go into this jhana and how to come out of this jhana to change into vipassana. But if you are well contented with this jhana, then it's okay. You can practice the right to samatha bhava. To understand more clearly how to differentiate between these similar jhanic fighters. The first two, Vitakka and Vichara. Vitakka, I just now told you, it is translated as initial application of mind, meaning you try to adjust your mind towards the object. That is what we call Vitakka. Like if you are using the kasina object, keeping the mind focused on your object of meditation, that is Vitakka, and continue or sustain examination of or contemplation on the object is we go Vichara. Commentaries give example to understand, like a bee or a butterfly, it dives down towards the flower, and that is Vitakka. And when it flies around and absorbing the pollen or nectar of the flower is like Vichara. Vitakka and Vichara, that's how you can differentiate between the two mental fighters. And the next two is confusing because of different words translated. This piti and sukha. And both in Chinese, kuala, or happiness, or delight, or joy, all of these are similarly the same. So how to differentiate between this piti and sukha? Commentary give simile or example, a person traveling in a desert, hot above, hot surrounding, and sand is very hot in the daytime. And as you all know, the desert journey is long without any resting places between one and another. So he becomes exhausted, tired with this physical condition. And from far, when he first sees the sight of an oasis like trees and a water lake, then he becomes delightful with the idea of relieving his suffering. And that is piti. So in a fire case, it belongs to sankhara khana. It is sankhara. So it is, as I said in Abhidhamma, we translate as delightful interest in your object of what you see. And delight comes with the idea of relieving of your sufferings and tiredness and exhaustion. So mind becomes delightful. A very good example is this. So this person has not yet enjoyed or experienced the feeling as yet, but with the thought, with the expectation of having to relieve this exhaustion, he becomes interested in the object and he becomes delightful. That is piti. That's why it belongs to sankhara khanda, aggregate of sankhara. And our five aggregates of rupa, sanya, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana, the piti belongs to sankhara khanda. Then as he goes on his journey, and when he reached the oasis, then he dives down at the pond, soak himself with water, cleanse his mouth, drink cool water, and he relieves his exhaustion from the heat, and all suffering becomes relief. And that is sukha. It belongs to Vedana and Khanda. Then only he is actually experiencing the sukha. So that sukha is true experience of comfort and ease. Rapture is piti, or rapture is actually a delightful interest one can become excited or delighted by the thought of going to be relieved of suffering. So it belongs to Sankhara Khanda, and this Sukha belongs to Vedana Khanda. It's a Vedana, because he actually experienced the comfort and peacefulness of relieving of his exhaustion. So before we conclude this samatha meditation, another point for you all to remember is, when one reaches assessed concentration, the 5 nivaranas or hindrances are suppressed. Please take note of the word suppressed, not eradicated. Nothing can be eradicated by these assessed concentration or even vipassana insight. Complete eradication or rooting out of these defilements are possible only by mega jnana path knowledge. So attainment of path. So in samatha bhavana, when one reaches assessed concentration, just now I have explained step by step, then these 5 nivaranas are suppressed and one goes into different stages of jhana, or one-pointedness of mind, or whatever called absorption, concentration, or apana samadhi. Okay, let us stop here and we'll discuss about the enlightenment factors and next talk. For now, we are selecting the talks very short, so we have plenty of time. Idami punya nibbanasa pacayo hotu. Idami punya yadinam hotu. Sukita untu nyadeyo. Imano punya bhaga sabha sadhana Tima